Onion, everyone. Here we are for part two. Yesterday, I made the lesson for VAI verbs. Remember, they are actions that an animate being is doing, but there's no transfer of action to any object or other person. So it's just a person doing a thing. That's all. Let's see. Today we're going to look at how to ask questions and how to negate the sentences. So I have kind of a cheat sheet up here. These are, remember, neen and geen. Neen is me, or I, and when you attach it to the verb that starts with these letters, you use this form. When you attach it to the verb that starts with these letters, this form, and so on. The same with geen, which means you. And then lastly, here are our short vowels, I, O, and A, and our long vowels, double I, double O, double A, and the letter E. All right, where our template is here, that's person plus the verb or the action, and they kind of come together to make one word, such as newisin, I am eating. Wisine, he or she is eating, has that short vowel on the end. When I add I or you, gaawiin, that short vowel falls off the end. If you need a refresher, feel free to go back to the other video. For now, we're going to use the same template, and we're going to be adding the word in. We're going to be adding the word inna. Sometimes just na, but either is correct. This is our question mark word. It is used for yes and no questions. So let's try, did you eat? You would use your person and your verb. Let's see, our verb is he or she is eating, wisine. So let's start with that. Wisine. Or are you eating? Because we aren't doing time tenses yet. So this question is, are you eating? You, it starts with a W, that's a consonant, so we just attach ge. And what does it end with? Ge, we, sin, short vowel falls off. And now all we do is attach inna. That basically is just the question mark. So gaawiin or gaawiin. That means, are you eating? Inna always comes second in the sentence. So if you were to say, are you eating right now? Our word for right now is jigwa. You would gaawiin jigwa. See, inna always comes second. So our person attached to the verb making this one word. Our question marker comes second, and then anything else, no matter how long the sentence is going to come afterwards. It's pretty easy. Let's try a different one. Let's see. Minweendum. I am happy. Or minweendum, he or she is happy. Let's see. Minweendum. Let's say, I am happy. What do we need in front of minweendum? It starts with an M. Just ne. That's simple. They're all simple. Ni Minwindum ends with a consonant, so we don't have to do anything to the end. Niminwindum, I am happy. I might be having an introspective day, wondering, am I happy? If you want to ask, am I happy? In English, we just tend to inflect the sentence. Am I happy? I am happy. I am happy? You know, we can make it a question simply by changing the tone of our voice. I've been told by multiple teachers that in Ojibwe, there is not that sound of that up sound, the question sound that we have in English. It's just the question mark word is the inflection. So we're gonna add ina. So number one, the second spot, niminwindamina. That is a question. You see how my voice didn't go up at the end, niminwindamina? Am I happy? That's a really hard habit to break. I still inflect my sentences, so, you know, do the best you can. Let's see, am I happy? Am I happy right now? Our word for right now, jigwa. Jigwa. Our question mark needs to go in the second space. Niminwindamina jigwa. Always. Niminwindamina jigwa. Am I happy right now? All right, good. Let's see, let's try buckaday. That one most people are familiar with. Buckaday, he or she is hungry. Oh, let's try it with ween. Remember, he or she's already built into the word. It's happening right now, presently. So he is hungry. That's what this is saying. What if we want to ask, is he hungry? Well, all we need, this is our first word in the sentence, and we need to add our question mark word. Buckaday, ina. Comes second, is he hungry? Buckadena, is he hungry? Is he hungry right now? Ajegwa. Buckaday. Ajegwa. He is hungry right now. We want to add our question mark. We add ina in the second spot. Buckadena. Ajegwa. Is he hungry right now? Right. So question word or questions, yes, no questions are very simple. Information seeking questions, kind of like what is your name? Anin ijinakazayin. Where are you going? Anin dijayin. Those are information seeking questions, and they are set up a little differently. We'll get to that eventually. Also, sorry, my cat is yelling again. Shh. Hang on. All right, so let's say we want to say you are hungry. Buckaday, again, he or she is hungry. Let's see, we need some form of gaawiin. It starts with a consonant, so ge. Glomps on to the front, making it one word, ge buckaday. It ends with a long vowel, so we don't have to do anything to it. It just stays like that, nothing falls off. And now we have, you are hungry. It is a statement. It's a simple sentence. You have all the information you need in that sentence. But if you want to ask a question, try giving it a try on your own, and then come back and see if you're right. All right, gibakade ina. Now the ina makes it are you hungry? But are you hungry right now? Our word for right now, j'ai quoi? Are you hungry right now? Gibakade ina. J'ai quoi? 1, 2, 3. The ina always comes second. Now, there's one thing I should mention. Word order in Ojibwe. Right now, this sentence is saying, are you hungry right now? The emphasis is on your hunger, and so that's why Gibakade is coming first. I still struggle with this. I tend to translate on the spot in my head according to English templates. So if it says, are you hungry in my brain, and I have to translate it into Ojibwe, I always start with Gibakade. But if you're wondering if right now, are you hungry? The emphasis is on the time right now. And so you could start with a jigwa right now. And the question in English could still be, are you hungry right now? In Ojibwe, the word order changes based on the emphasis or what is being emphasized. You'll still be understood, but this is just an interesting thing for as you grow down the path in your language acquisition. Ajigwa right now, and then let's say right now. Good day. Right now, he is hungry. Say, right now, you are hungry. We just need get. Right now, you are hungry. That's another statement, and it's emphasizing your hunger is happening right now, which is already built into the word, but we're really emphasizing that at this moment in time, you are hungry. Sorry, I wrote them too close together. But if you want to make it a question, we've got quoi. Again, our question mark word has to come second in the sentence. So j'ai quoi ina gibakade. Right now, are you hungry? Are you hungry right now? Yes. There you go. So that's just a little bit on word order. So let's say someone just asked you, are you hungry right now? And you want to tell them, no, I'm not hungry right now, or no, I'm not hungry. In this case, we add to our template. Our template is going to become it's always going to start with gaawiin. And then we have our person plus our verb. And then just like the person attaches to the front of the verb, when you are negating something and making it not happen, you have to attach something to the end of the verb. In this case, it will be seen or, well, see. Here's the thing, depending on your dialect and your region, it will be see or seen. You'll hear either one, both are correct. I tend to go back and forth on which one I say. I'm not entirely sure which one is used most in White Earth. I think it's just see. I could be wrong, so maybe check around to find out. But gaawiin must work with see to make the action not happen. I just messed up my template. Okay, but I hope that makes sense. And I'll explain what happens if you forget the C. But let's start with just he is not hungry, actually. Again, buck a day. He or she is hungry. We want to say he is not hungry. So following our template, we need gaawiin in front. Gaawiin. Our person's already in our verb, so we don't need to add anything. Now we need to add si. Gaawiin buck a day si. Or seen. Gaawiin buck a day si. Though that N is very soft and it's barely there, and that might be why it's dropped in some places. I don't know. I could geek out about linguistics for a while, and the reasons grammar patterns happen. We'll go with this because I think that's how it's taught over at the college in White Earth. I vaguely remember that. So gaawiin buck a day si. He or she is not hungry. So the gaawiin works with the si to make this not happen. If you just said gaawiin buck a day, the gaawiin actually emphasizes the happening of this. So that's like saying, no, he is hungry. That's why you need the si to make it not happen. He is not hungry. So I know that's a little confusing. That's why you've got this template here. I use the templates when I practice writing sentences. They really help me. So what I'll do is I'll color code things. So see how I've got gaawiin and si? I'll usually just write out, all right, I need this, and then I need a person, then I need my action, and then I need the rest of my negation. And that's how I'll practice. So let's say we're asking, are you hungry? And you want to say, no, I'm not hungry. So we need hungry, buck a day, buck a day. Now we're saying I am not hungry. Someone said, oh, give buck a day na. Are you hungry? Did you hear the ge on the front? Ge buck a day. In our question mark word. And you have to answer with neen. I am not hungry. So we have buck a day, that's our action. We need to add ourself onto that word. So it starts with a B. We need nim in front of it. Nim buck a day. Now, pause for a second. The reason all of these happen, you could just say it's the easier to say rule. It just naturally rolls off the tongue to say nim buck a day. Because if you try to say nim buck a day without the M just comes out anyway. It's going to be there. In the same way that ni is easier to say in front of an M, nim and waydun, and nin is easier to say in front of like these letters, such as like J, G kingdom. If you try and say nid G kingdom, it's harder, but if you say nin G kingdom, it rolls together. So it's really what is easier to say. That'll help you if you ever get stuck. But anyway, nim buck a day. I am hungry, but you want to say I'm not hungry. So we need to add our negations, and we always start with gaawiin. Gaawiin is absolutely necessary. You could pretend that's like saying, no, I'm not hungry, but gaawiin, nim buck a day, no, I am hungry. So we need that ending, si, gaawiin, nim buck a day, si. I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. Practice with this template. And all right. One thing about the endings, we've been using a long vowel ending, so you just attach C to this ending. Just like we have these that work in front of certain sounds, because it's easier to say, in Ojibwe, the C might change based on the ending of the word to a Z or another sound. So let's try Bungishin. This is going to be kind of a nonsensical sentence, but I guess, you know, if you say Gebungishin, even though it translates literally to "are you falling," if it happened right at that moment, like, you know, someone tumbles down in front of you, you could say, "Oh, Gebungishinina? Did you just fall?" There's kind of like a blend between the time tense there, so we'll use Bungishin. Again, I'm sorry for my cat. Bungishin. He or she is falling, or just real quick, just to make more sense of this, we'll throw a gi in front of it. You don't have to worry about this right now. I just want this to make more sense for the sentence. Gi, and then we add a dash. It's still considered one word because it's hyphenated. It is a hyphenated single word. This means was, or did, or has already happened. So gi bungishin, he or she fell, or he or she did fall. So this just makes it past tense. If we want to say he or she did not fall, we need our gaawiin in front. I'm going to squeeze it in here. Gaawiin. Gaawiin, gi bungishin. Now we need C. But try and say it with the C. It doesn't work very well. Gaawiin, gi bungishin, C. It's harder to get that sound out. So more naturally, that S is going to turn into a Z, and the N, the sound kind of falls off. I usually write it like really tiny N. So gaawiin, gi bungishin, Z, or some people, gaawiin, gi bungishin, zine. So you still hear the N right here on bungishin, and it makes that S turn into a Z. Gaawiin, gi bungishin, zine. And think of it as it's just a lot easier to say. Try and say gaawiin, gi bungishin, C, and it's harder. So if your verb ends with an N, the C turns to a Z. C sound turns into a Z sound. This is weird in English. The S turns into a Z. It makes that sound. So there's that, and then let's try minweendum. He or she is happy. It ends with an M. So he or she is not happy. We need gaawiin. Minweendum C. Gaawiin minweendum C. This doesn't come off the tongue very easily, so two things happen this time. The M turns into an N, and then the N does the thing it did before and turns the S into a Z. Gaawiin minweendum zine. Gaawiin minweendum Z. I'm sorry, I usually put the N on the end here, but like I said, I think that in White Earth they don't, but I'll find out. And you guys ask around too. So, gaawiin minweendum Z, that M ending verbs, when you negate them, when they are not happening, the M turns into an N, and then the C turns into a Z. And you know, it's something that you need to remember when writing, but it almost naturally comes out of the mouth with more ease, and that's where some of these things I think come from. I'm making assumptions here, but that's what seems like it to me. So yeah, gaawiin, minwiin, and zien. So yeah, and then the only other one is our short vowel endings. So like we sine, he or she is hungry. He or she is eating. We sine. Let's say I am eating. We make it ne. We sin, our short vowel falls off the end. I am eating. And now someone says, are you eating? They ask, are you eating? Get. We sin ina. Are you eating? But you want to say, no, I am not eating. So we need gaawiin. Gaawiin. Newisin. Here's the thing. When the short vowels fall off in a positive sentence, when you negate them, they come back on. So you're not going to say gaawiin, newisin, zien or gaawiin, newisin, zie. That's not correct. You need to add that short I back on. Gaawiin, newisin, and then the C attaches. Gaawiin, newisin, C. And that's really it. I'll have some templates in the online lessons to help you remember these rules to consult. You know, I've got my own here that I always look at, just to make sure that I'm, teaching them correctly. I notice that a lot of times when I'm just trying to talk or write, it just comes out. But when I'm trying to remember it as a grammatical rule and teach it in this way, I kind of forget how to say things, and I have to think of how I would say it in Ojibwe. So it's always good to have your notes. I still have my notes. A lot of people still do, even though they might be, pretty far along in their learning journey. It's like how they made us memorize the periodic table of elements in school. And then if you talk to any actual chemist, they always have a periodic table with them because they should consult it, since it would be very risky to be wrong by accident. Anyway, I'll write it down here for our template here. If the verb, if it ends with an N, we negate it with zien. If it ends with an M, the M turns into an N, and we negate it again with Z. If the verb ends with a long vowel, ends with long vowel, we don't have to do anything to it. You just use seen. And if it ends with a short vowel, and you're talking about you or me, the short vowel is retained, and you negate it with C. Oh, sorry. I'm probably going to do that a lot. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. I again recommend you follow the template, and try now adding on to what you did in the last session. Write out some statement sentences. Nimbimose, I am walking. Gibimose, you are walking. Buckade, he is hungry. Gibuckade, you are hungry. And then ask some questions. Gibuckadena. There I go with raising my voice at the end. Gibuckadena, are you hungry? Buckadena, is he hungry? And then negate them. Oh, gaawiin, gibuckadesi. No, I am not hungry. Gaawiin, buckadesi. He is not hungry. Is he happy? Minweindamina. Gaawiin, minweindanzin. No, he is not happy. So, yeah, I hope you can maybe take 15 minutes every night and just write through some sentences, use these templates, use some of the words from our frequent phrase list, and just play with them. Or go to your dictionary online that I showed you, the Ojibwe People's Dictionary. Look up some VAI verbs, the ones with that VAI right next to them, and practice with those. But yeah, 10-15 minutes at night, if you can spare that, that would be really, really good. So I hope you enjoy and have as much fun with this as you can. So I'll see you next time.